You might have peeked out your window and saw some lightning. You're seeing that here in our live look at the sky cam. We have been seeing that lightning popping up. We've heard the thunder, and we are continuing to track the path of this storm.
Yeah, clearly an active weather night right now, and people who sleep better with thunderstorms are in for a good night. Let's take things over to meteorologist Sabrina Bates for what's in store for the rest of the night. Hey, Sabrina.
Hey there, Lindsay and Aaron. Yeah, it's very noisy outside with a lot of heavy rain and just that lightning and thunder that we keep seeing from all the different live views across the city. So this is what we're looking at on radar right now. That one severe thunderstorm warning that I was talking about, that was in Hamilton County towards Claremont County. Latest update as about 5 minutes ago was that has since expired. We'll talk about that in about a second or two. What you're seeing right now, though, is just a lot of messy scattered rain. So you may be seeing some lighter rain showers where you're at, and then some heavier downpours. You see it's very hit and miss here. But you can see as we take a look across the metro, there are some heavier pockets. You're looking from essentially cold rain over towards Cincinnati, and then Norwood starting to see some lighter rain from Blue Ash towards Milford. Now this was the one storm that was severe warned about 15-20 minutes ago. It has since expired because the storm has continued to weaken. Still a lot of heavy rain with it, though, just north of Williamsburg, and this is going to be continuing to push towards the east, going to be to the south of Wilmington over towards Hillsborough if it's able to continue that far east. The reason that it was expired was that hail, and really we just saw some of that very small hail fall, even up to about quarter size from Blue Ash over towards Milford, but that hail was not able to really stay with that storm as it continued off towards the east. Now the rest of us, no severe thunderstorm warnings, but generally some stronger storms where you might have some gusty winds up to around 40 miles an hour, and then also some pea-sized hail. So not as intense of storms, still going to be impactful here for about the next hour or two as these storms continue through. But you're looking at from Springboro down towards Mason, some light to moderate rain showers, even back towards Middletown, Trenton, over towards Hamilton, light to moderate rain. As we move down towards northern Kentucky, there are a few more heavier pockets out there, essentially from Butler and then north of the 71-75 split, Union, Florence, over towards Independence, even as you head over really to right along the river, even over by Lawrenceburg. As we take a look in southeastern Indiana, you can see some of that rain starting to clear up the farther northwest that you go. So we eventually are going to see these storms clear out of here, but they're very messy, very noisy right now. You can see even as you look up towards the northwest, towards Indy over there, just some light rain. Severe thunderstorm watch does go until midnight, so about 10 more minutes. I'm not really expecting that to be extended, especially since that severe weather threat is continuing to wind down. Still could see some large hail and some strong winds with these storms. We're going to watch for that potential, at least while those storms are still moving through. Overall, nothing too intense with this, but definitely noisy. Could be hearing, of course, that thunder and that rain, and we'll have to watch for that small hail threat. Once these storms move out of here, those temperatures really drop as we go overnight. Futurecast here, you'll see by about midnight, 1 a.m., a lot of these storms are off towards the east and even over into northern Kentucky, and we're really clearing out across downtown Cincinnati and over towards southeastern Indiana. So much so by the time we even get to 3 a.m., we are looking a lot drier and clearer outside. So for the rest of about 10 minutes or so, you could say, even till about 1 a.m. Still going to be watching for some hail threat along with some noisy storms into tomorrow morning. We're going to see those temperatures that are going to be quite cold and then rebounding to near 50. But we're 56 right now. Very breezy, windy, northerly winds at about 30 miles an hour. The cold front has moved through. You can see some lightning off in the distance and definitely the rain on the camera there. When you take a look at our temperatures, we are in the 40s the farther north that you are, from 47 in Hamilton, even 44 in Springsboro, Cincinnati 56, and then still some 60s and 70s the farther south that we go. So that cold front continuing to move across the state, feeling the impacts of temperature-wise tomorrow morning, and you're looking at 30s as you're headed out the door and 50s by the time that we head towards the afternoon. 7-day forecast here. It's going to be cold the next few mornings, March like in the afternoons through Wednesday. Thursday's our next impact day. Looks like opening day parade will be dry and mild. We'll have to watch for some rain chances, though, later in the evening. Guys.